What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We back for another week of Just a Fan podcast.
What's up, people?
This thing don't work.
Uh,
Oh, my dang on soundboard don't work.
okay, well, maybe that's a blessing in disguise.
Oh, that's
So
cold.
I know some of y'all are probably wondering, like, why is Pando in a different setting? His background looks different and everything.
Nobody
I'm
cares.
actually at my office at my actual job. For many of you who do not know, I'm a band director. I'm band director at the Willow Ridge High School in Houston, Texas. And basically today we had marching contests. It's like the big thing. The UIL march contest is huge. And basically, we just got back from that contest, but I couldn't let the fans down because I'm just a fan, just like you're just a fan. But check this out. So this is why I'm broadcasting from my office. The kids outside waiting for their ride to go home. We just came back from getting the first division trophy at UIL marching contest. We advanced to area. Special shout out to my head director, Sybil James, and other assistant director, Juan Ramos, and then all the other kids who are actual subscribers to our YouTube channel. Shout out to you guys. You did fantastic today. Love you. Great job. We got more work to do. We got to go do this again on Saturday. So now that that's out the way, I want y'all to look at that one more time.
Hey, man, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Big ups to you, the rest of the band directors, and definitely the band players.
All right. So now let's get down to business.
Yes, sir.
Because I need to go home and take a shower. I got to be back up here in the morning. So we're going to start with my picks this week. And then I'm going to talk a little bit. Then I'm going to sign out. And I may sign back at my house. I don't know. So let's go into the picks of the week. All right. So we're looking at, where's my window? There it is. All right. So this is what I got. And I finished at a paltry 500 last week. I was like 6-6 for all the games. So, because there's some crazy things are happening in the NFL. So, first thing first, give me the Saints over the Cardinals. Okay. The Cardinals are a hot mess. Cliff Kingsbury is being exposed for not being a very good play caller, a very good coach. Just recently, they were just recently talking about he might give over play calling duties to someone else.
He said he had no problem giving up play calling if need be, whatever it takes to win. I ain't never heard no head coach that calls plays say that. So that lets you know that he know.
Come on now.
That he's inept.
There you go.
You know what? It's not even just him being a head coach. This man been calling his own plays since college days. So you're now willing to give up play calling duties?
Because he basically got by with Pat Mahomes being his quarterback when he's at Texas Tech.
Hey,
and he's
trying to get by with
job.
Right. He's trying to get by with Kyler Murray, and they're realizing Kyler Murray can't just get by on just natural ability. And he's not a studier of the game like Pat Mahomes was. That's why Pat Mahomes is having success right now. Kyler Murray's not.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what I was saying, give me the Saints over the Cardinals. I know DeAndre Hopkins is supposed to be back. He's gonna make some hay. He's gonna have some input on making this offense a little bit better. They just signed Robbie Anderson. I don't think he's gonna be ready to play this week.
No.
He's got to get some chemistry with Kyler Murray. He's got to learn the playbook.
Yep.
The Saints are due for vindication after a tough loss to Cincinnati. which it was a really good game. And I think the Saints are ready to go ahead and put one in the win column on this one. Okay. So my next game is the Packers over the Commanders. All right. Come on, man. I mean, if the Packers can't right the ship, if the Packers can't right the ship here, come on now.
Hey,
I mean,
look,
just
Taylor Heineke playing.
look,
And
and you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you too. I was gonna say this for later on the show, but since we flip topics, Matt LaFleur's not who you think he is.
I'm just saying, if the Packers can't right the ship,
Hey,
we talking about the
look,
Commanders, bro.
the Packers
Taylor
are
Heineke is playing. It ain't Carson Wentz playing.
the
It's
Packers
Taylor
are 3-3
Heineke.
for a reason.
It's Taylor Heineke playing, not Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but that offensive line is porous.
Taylor Heineke is mobile. Now. He been behind bad offensive lines. He already know how to do this.
So Tristan, are you saying you think that the Commanders are gonna beat the Packers?
I'm saying don't be shocked at the upset.
Okay, I didn't put it as my stone cold lock. I just
just
said
saying
the
don't-
Packers.
I'm just saying don't be surprised if that's an upset. The
But-
way the
but
I
Packers
wouldn't be
defense,
surprised either.
the
but
way the
who's-
Packers defense has been playing,
Let me ask this question though.
and they said they might have found the combination. They might have found the right offensive line combination on Thursday.
So let me ask this question though. Who's more in trouble? Hey, that's Steve. Who's more in trouble if they lose this game? Who looks the worst losing this game?
Oh,
The
Green Bay's
Packers
gonna
look
look
the
worse.
worst losing this game.
That's why Green Bay's gonna win that game. Okay. So that's what's
All
going
I'm
on.
saying is Taylor Heineke playing. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, hey man, I like Taylor Heineke too, but let's pump the brakes.
I'm not saying he's gonna be all world, but what I'm
Okay.
saying, the offense just always looks a tick better when he's on the field.
Okay, so I got Packers over Commanders. All right, so we got a pick 'em game right here. This is the Browns and the Ravens. I got the Ravens winning against the Browns.
Okay, let me be perfectly clear right now. Ravens fans. If the Ravens lose to the Cleveland Browns, your season's a wash.
Fact.
It's a wash.
Basically,
Yeah.
what you just said.
They
Basically,
lose
what
to
you just said.
Cleveland, it's a wash.
And they already lost.
I don't know what's going on with your defense. I have no idea. Because you have to account that Lamar Jackson is going to have a bad game here and there, just like he made bonehead decisions in the fourth quarter. I think I saw something where he said his quarterback rating was something in the fourth quarter, like a 6 or something. So he tails off. Your defense is not doing their job to hold any kind of lead that he has against your team. If y'all lose to the Browns, it's a wash. And y'all still got to pay Lamar Jackson.
By the way, I'm only drinking water. So for those of y'all, okay.
Oh yeah, this is water. Don't mind the solo cup. This is water. This is water. Okay.
Because some people see this and they think it's a daiquiri. It's water. It's water.
High quality H2O, baby. Water boy.
All right, so yeah, so my notes about that game specifically is, I see the Ravens winning this game. I got the Ravens over the Browns.
should.
However, I would not be shocked if the Browns somehow, some way, found a way to win.
Nick it out.
If
Nick Chubb.
or the Ravens find a way to just give it to them.
Nick Chubb.
Mm.
Ravens run defense is trash. Nick Chubb can have a field day.
They're
again.
not gonna, but the Ravens, they're not gonna lose that game, man. If they do, like you said, if they do, they just cash it in. They're not gonna lose all of 2022. If they lose that game,
I'm just saying. Hey, the Ravens
It's a
have.
game to pay attention to.
Let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade. The Ravens have had the propensity and the predisposition to give away games they're supposed to win this season.
No question.
So I would not be shocked if the Browns won this game. But I am still picking the Ravens because I just believe in Lamar Jackson. But I mean, hey, stranger things have happened.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on. I got the Bucks over the Panthers. This is another right the ship game for the Bucks. The Panthers are not going to be able to keep up with a determined Brady and company. Brady out there cussing his teammates out, carrying on. He probably the only quarterback could probably get away with that. They gonna whoop the Panthers. I just feel like they gonna whoop them. I ain't put it as a stone cold lock, but I feel like they finna whoop the Panthers. The Rams are a hot mess, and they beat the Panthers. The 49ers are a hot mess, and they beat the Panthers. They dominated the Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers are definitely picking in the top 3.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Matter of fact, the Atlanta Falcons has a worse roster than the Panthers, and I believe the record is better than Carolina.
Yes.
True.
So moving on from that, we don't have to talk about that much more. I got the Bengals over the Falcons. The Bengals are starting to get it together.
Mhm.
They slowly but surely starting to get their act together, and they're gonna prove that the Falcons win last week over the Niners was a fluke. The Falcons are not as advertised. They're paper champions, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, they play hard. That's it.
They play hard, but they not. You know
Mm-mm.
that Joe Burrow is a quarterback who will take advantage of this mediocre defense
Mm-hmm.
the way Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't. This defense is not good. The Falcons' defense is not good. It's just that Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan's ineptitude made them look good last week. They're not good. They are not good. Okay, so I got the Bengals over the Falcons. Give me the Cowboys over the Lions. The return of Dak Prescott, which we're going to get into a little bit later in the show. The return of Dak Prescott has all the makings of a banished hero returning to his kingdom. However, don't be shocked if Detroit can keep this thing close and pull an upset. Do not be shocked. Do not be shocked. I'm just saying, y'all know how the Lions are.
I wouldn't bring it back in. I'd rather him go against the Bears and the Lions.
Yeah, because the Lions will play. They will play you. Yes, they will play you hard. So, and the Lions are due for an upset. Another upset. They ain't pulled an upset in a while, in a few weeks. So they do for another.
This would be the game.
Mm-hmm. They looking to upset somebody. So do not be shocked. I still got the Cowboys winning this. If provided Kellen Moore will call the same type of game for Dak Prescott that he does for Cooper Rush. That's the problem. It's like you get these coaches, these coordinators. It's like you got a guy who's more talented than the guy you had, and you want to get crazy. You want to get special. You want to get cute. And if you run the offense that you ran with the backup with the more talented guy, you're hard to stop.
Listen, he won't, because he's going to be like, let me show you who I have in Dak Prescott. That's what OCs do. Let me show you what I have. Let me show you who's back.
That arrogance.
And you're going to squat. Yeah. Exactly. You're going to squander.
That hubris. Yeah, absolutely. That's why. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Yeah, so Kellen Moore, you're right. You know your team better than the rest of us. And Kellen Moore tends to do that. It's like you don't have to do that. I mean, oh God, Kyle Shanahan. Same thing with Kyle Shanahan, with Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. If he called the same type of offense with Trey Lance that he did with Jimmy Garoppolo, one, Trey Lance would be hurt. He would be hurt. And two, the offense would be explosive because he can do things in that set of plays that Jimmy Garoppolo can't do. So, but that's neither here nor there. Let's move it on. I got the Giants over the Jags. The Giants just might be the Cinderella team of the NFL this year. If they can keep up the pace, that defense is way better than we thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And the offense is
impressive.
And the offense is just good enough, to keep pace. So that's something that we got to watch. Saquon Barkley looks like he's all the way back now from that injury. Last year he wasn't so much. This year he looks like he's all the way back from that injury. The Jaguars are a well-coached team. They're better coached than they were last year, hands down. But I just think the Giants they out there doing some stuff, man. Now I'm not saying the Giants going to make the playoffs or nothing like that, but they are a way better team than advertised than what we thought.
They probably will. They might have a good chance.
If I'm a Giants fan, I'm encouraged about my future. I mean, we still got to figure out the quarterback situation, but I'm encouraged about the future of my squad.
Hey, look, Wink Martindale got that defense playing for real. They lost a lot of key pieces during the offseason on defense. But Wink Martindale's not letting that be an excuse. They lost 2 DBs. They lost Blake Martinez at Mike linebacker. Wink Martindale got that defense playing.
You know what I'm finna say about losing, Paul? Anyway, But I got the Giants over the Jays. So give me the Titans over the Colts.
Okay.
I honestly feel like that win the Colts got last week was flukish.
Of course, it'll be a Titans or the Colts.
Matt Ryan off his back foot throws that last minute touchdown.
Tristan's favorite quarterback right there.
Yeah, I'm just like, really? I'm like, I'm gonna stop because Tristan. If I mention, I'm not gonna say his name no more. I ain't gonna say his name.
Matty Ice.
Matt Ryan,
please stop, y'all. Y'all triggering.
MVP.
Y'all are triggering Tristan. Stop it.
It's Jamal that's triggering me right now in these comments.
Yeah, please stop. Please, y'all triggering.
Jamal, I'm not even going to do that to the show. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to do it to the show. Continue, Eric. Continue.
Oh my goodness.
Continue. I'm not even going.
Wow. I'm not even see what he said.
Jamal is the ultimate troll. He is the ultimate troll. For real.
Man.
Trust me, Jamal's the ultimate troll. I had to learn my lesson. I just ignored the dude now.
Okay,
I'm gonna be mature.
So Jameson Owens says that the Titans DBs are trash, but
they are.
But the Colts don't have a receiving core. That receiving core is not good
at all.
So tomato. I mean, yeah, you got two bad units going against each other. Okay, and so give me the Titans over the Colts. Raiders over Texans. This is a pick'em game. People need to stop.
This is another one. If the Raiders lose to the Texans, which is very much possible,
cancel Christmas.
Man, what?
But here's the thing: people have got to stop selling Lovie Smith short. He coaching his tail off.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that Texas defense is well coached.
But that's what I'm saying.
Now, here's a problem with the Houston Texans: is that their offense can't put it all together. The defense keeps them in games, but the offense finds a way to screw it up. So if they can get their offense to just be adequate, the Texans can upset the Raiders. But the Raiders have a stronger roster, obviously. They obviously have a stronger roster, but the Raiders can't get out of their own way either. I mean, let's be real. I've
been saying the same thing about the daggone Broncos.
Yeah. So speaking of which, give me the Jets. This is my upset over the Broncos. I don't know if you can call it.
That's not an upset.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call it that.
Not an upset.
At this point, the Jets are definitely winning that game because
Robert Saleh got this defense breathing fire.
Yeah, he do.
And Zach Wilson is starting to catch fire.
Hey, guess what?
He's getting better.
Yeah.
Matt Saleh also got that culture change in New York.
Both
teams in New York, and we're going to talk about both teams later on. We're going to talk about both teams later on. New York Jets and New York Giants culture has changed.
Okay, so I got the Jets over the Broncos. I could see them like holding down the Broncos offense. So my next pick is my Stone Cold lock.
Oh, watch it, Brandon.
Of the week. It's my Stone Cold lock of the week. What did Brandon do? I wasn't watching. What did Brandon do? Oh Lord, Brandon gonna get us taken off the air by the FCC.
He didn't have his hands up. He didn't.
Your fist closed. Okay, cool.
He had them closed. You good, Brandon? You good? He had them closed.
Okay. So my Stone Cold lock of the week is the Chiefs over the 49ers. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
If the Niners did not have 9 of 11 starters out on defense, this might be a good game. Okay. But they are missing 9 of 11 starters on just the defense. We ain't talking about like the offensive. Like we got possibly having 2 tackles out, both tackles out. Okay. Trent Williams is not ready to come back yet. And Mike McGlinchey went down last week, the right tackle. So you're talking about having both tackles out and only 2 starting defensive players on the field against Pat Mahomes, who's salty as all get out that they lost that doggone game to Buffalo. I don't see any way You couple that with the ineptitude and rather inconsistency of Kyle Shanahan's play calling, coupled with the erratic turnover-prone play of Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Chiefs breeze through this. They breeze through that easy. I don't see any way that, and I am a diehard 49ers fan, but I am a realistic 49ers fan. This is 2020 all over again. We lead the league in injuries just like we did in 2020. So, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that alone, but that's my stone cold lock of the week.
Okay.
Give me the Chargers over the Seahawks, and I don't have a lot to say about that. The
That
Seahawks,
can be a close game, I think.
That might
the
be a good one.
Seahawks
That might
defense,
be a pick 'em.
the Seahawks defense is trash, and Geno Smith is their quarterback. Enough said. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, they not. This is not gonna be. I ain't saying that the Chargers are gonna blow them out or anything like that, but they're gonna win this game pretty easily. They're not gonna have to go in overtime with them. All right. Now the next one is kind of a conditional one. It depends on the condition of how Tua Tagovailoa comes back.
Mm.
If Tua comes back and he really is okay, which I don't know, man. I just don't know. If Tua comes back and he's really okay, I look for the Dolphins to get back on track against the Steelers. I don't trust Mr. Trubisky.
Okay.
I don't trust Mr. Trubisky farther than I can throw him. Okay, because they benched a rookie.
Well, the rookie's he's in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was sucking; his head bounced off the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, they bounced him off the ground. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, so he's in
Okay,
concussion protocol.
I missed that one, but I don't trust Mr. Trubisky any further than I can throw this desk that my computer's sitting on, and I'm not that strong.
Hey, I almost won in your fantasy league, man, with no QB playing.
Say again?
I have two in your league, also 3 points. 3 points with no QB playing, man. I could have won that game.
Yeah.
Could've won.
That's we could go all night talking about fantasy. Oh my God. Yeah, oh man. So
That's a whole different show.
that is man.
I don't do fantasy football. I'm not going through all that stress. Y'all
You
have
need to.
fun.
I need to.
Yeah, so Jamal, I'm looking at all Jamal's comments. Jamal is trolling like nobody's business. Like, stop it, Jamal. Stop it. Don't troll. Okay, so I'm sorry. I got off track. Dolphins over Steelers. And then finally, give me the Pats over the Bears. The Pats are playing their best ball this year, and it's Zappy under center and not Mac Jones.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti.
I'm just saying, we talking about a possible, a quarterback controversy here.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, they wasn't winning when Mac Jones was in. Now that they winning with Zappy, even though they got a defensive coordinator calling offensive plays. Ooh,
Bill Belichick ain't doing that.
did I say that?
Because then he had to admit that he was wrong, that he missed on a QB, which is even more of an indictment considering you had the GOAT for 20 years and that was almost by accident.
Uh-oh.
That part.
They probably
Mac Jones will be the starter.
They brought in Tom Brady to be a camp body and didn't know he was going to try to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Exactly.
They just looked good. It was a fortunate mistake.
Exactly.
That's what it was. It was a fortunate mistake. It's like, oh man, I done fell down this hole. Wait a minute, it's a gold mine down here. Oh, cool. That's basically what happened. They were walking along, they fell down a hole, and it turned out to be gold at the bottom of the hole.
Yep.
That's all. So, but Zappy's. I've watched a little bit of him playing, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
He's been playing well.
Yeah, and so I mean, they ain't gonna want to admit that they missed on a quarterback. Mac Jones is our guy. No, Zappy about to take this man's job. You were about to lose your job. You were about to lose your job. Get this damn. Yeah, so there's one thing, Belichick don't play favorites now. So he will, if you ain't playing well, he'll be like, So I mean, Zappy's looking good. So give me the Pats over the Bears, and the Bears can't pull pee out of a warm boot without instructions.
I'm about to make a free Justin Fields sign.
Justin Fields.
I don't know if he's not part of the problem, man.
He's part of the problem because he's underdeveloped, Steve.
I agree.
I don't know if he's not part of the problem.
But he's only a part of the problem because he's underdeveloped. He came in. It wasn't like he came in like Peyton Manning. He wasn't that. No one said he was that.
Most people,
but they have no one in there giving him the tutelage to be a pro quarterback.
No, not just that. He doesn't make throws he should be making. At the NFL level, there's throws he should be throwing. He has the least pass attempts from any quarterback in like the past, I think it's like 30 years, something. Like he doesn't throw the ball.
And I wonder why. And I wonder why.
Bro, people are open. He's not throwing the ball, man.
I'm with
right,
Steve.
but he's not being taught. He's not being taught to read. What do we say in Ohio State when he was there? It was the same thing as
any Ohio State quarterback name.
It was the same thing like as Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul. Same situation. You got a bunch of NASCAR receivers. And all they do is get open in Ohio State.
I'm agreeing 100% with that.
So they said Justin Fields came into the league knowing he had to learn how to play the position properly because he never had to play it like that. But he has no one there at the Bears to teach him to do it.
So let me chime in. Let me chime in on that.
There were check downs that he could have made, and instead he threw in a double, triple coverage.
But some of it is on him. He has to. I get the development with coaches, but at some point you got to be like, all right, I'm a first round draft pick. I got to start making plays with my arm. He's not doing it. There are guys that are open. There are guys that you need.
Eric, wait.
You got the combination of underdevelopment.
Steve, one thing I'm gonna always say on this show, and I'm gonna keep saying it until the show no longer exists, and you gonna hear me saying it even afterwards. Everybody coming out of college to the NFL, for the most part, needs to be developed some way, somehow. Your two probably strongest position coaches need to be quarterback and offensive line.
And those are the two worst.
Listen, guys, I agree.
You need quarterback to develop.
We know
that. Hold on, Steve. Wait. The mechanics, the reads, the footwork, everything. What to do against this coverage? What to do against? Come on, Steve. You're a former wide receiver. You should know, man.
So let me speak now. Can I speak
now? Go ahead.
Okay, so you give my accolades. That's fine. But there are times where people are open or have the edge on the route. Throw the ball to them. It's not a footwork thing. It's not a read. You see him, you don't want to do it. You rather run. You're not Lamar Jackson. He thinks he is a little bit. He's not there. So I get the development from the coaches. That's important. But at some point, the quarterback has to be held responsible and accountable for stuff he's not doing.
No, hold on. If he doesn't have the footwork, I expect him to get the ball to the receiver.
Yeah, footwork. He's not making the throw with his arm.
If he doesn't,
the guys are there. It's not the footwork. The guys are there. He's making the proper drop.
Okay.
Can I chime in, please?
Basically, you want his arm to be like Jeff George.
No, I'm saying you drop back. The footwork's there. You have protection. She's going to open, hit them.
Go ahead, Eric. And then I'll say.
Okay, so I'm going to look at this pragmatically. You're both right.
Yes.
Tristan, Steve, you're both right. Because here's the thing. Steve, you're right. He's missing throws that he should make.
I did not disagree.
He is not developed, which feeds into what Tristan says. And let's look at this. His head coach, and we know this from history has dictated this, that basically young quarterbacks who have defensive-minded head coaches they develop much slower.
Absolutely.
Now, we're not saying he's going to be a bust, but as of right now, he's looking really bad.
And I'm agreeing 100%. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he needs a better coach staff. I'm saying he needs an offensive-minded OC. I'm saying he's the first quarterback that had these challenges on his staff.
He needs to be held accountable too.
Exactly. He needs to be like, okay, boom, I gotta hit him. There's no reason why he should have at least attempts any quarterback in the NFL for the past 2 years. It's inexcusable.
But gotta throw
the ball.
I agree with you. I think the reason why I'm like a little more sympathetic is because I think he's kind of getting punch drunk. Like we almost killed him on Thursday. There was a few times I'm like, oh man, he ain't coming back. He ain't getting back
But that
up.
was choice, man. Like he holds the ball. He does not like throwing the football. It's a stat. Like,
But if your wide receivers aren't catching the ball, you don't trust a single receiver out there.
I'm telling you, man, these receivers, they have edge, they have space. Some of them are open. He does not like throwing the ball.
But you don't trust them because they drop passes.
And that could be that too. But you better put that ball in the air. You don't gotta trust him, but keep running like you're Lamar. You're not. Go ahead, keep running. See what happens to you. And that's what he's doing. So they better figure out something. But he needs to throw the ball. He put the ball in the air because
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
It's not gonna work.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
I don't care who you are. Mr. Lamar Jackson, you can do that and get over it. But yeah.
So quick recap, because we got into a whole Justin Fields debate, but just to recap: Saints over Cardinals, Packers over Commanders, Ravens over Browns, Bucks over Panthers, Bengals over Falcons, Cowboys over Lions, Giants over Jags, Titans over Colts, Raiders over Texans, Jets over Broncos, Chiefs easily Stone Cold Lock over the Niners, Chargers over Seahawks, Dolphins over Steelers, and Pats over Bears. So those are my picks of the week. Unless something really insane happens.
I'm gonna do a parlay on your picks, by the way, too. I'll give you some if I win something.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's discuss some things from this week, from this past weekend.
Yes, let's.
Gentlemen, up in New York City, two teams are performing very well right now with their records.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
3.
Hold on. The New York Giants are 5. Hold on, we'll make sure. Yeah, 5-1. And the New York Jets are 4-2. We can talk about both teams one at a time if you want to.
3 teams. 3 teams. New York doing well.
Well, I was thinking more so about New York City. Look. We already know who the Buffalo Bills are. But actually, no. Actually, let's throw the Bills in there because the Bills did beat the Chiefs. So let's throw them in.
Finally.
There. So in the state of New York, and that's actually big too because the Buffalo Bills look like they're gonna have home field advantage, and you have to go to Buffalo for that AFC Championship game if that happens.
Unless something crazy happens, like a bunch of injuries, because that can always happen. Or unless it just happens to my team.
Anyway, let's go. All right, so Steve, what do you think, man? Talk about any of them.
Week 6 just ended. Let's see. The Jets are playing well. I can take it from the defense is playing great. Zach Wilson is playing good. Breece Hall is balling. They're playing great. I can't take that away. I think the Packers, they're in the slump right now. I just want to put that out there. I'm not giving an excuse. I'm just saying they're struggling right now. Giants, I think they're number 4 or 5 on the power rankings. They're playing pretty well. They have really good defense. I don't trust them. I know for a fact they're one and done in the daggone NFC. I don't care what they did. I just know the Giants. Not saying the Cowboys aren't either, but the Giants, I just don't trust them yet. So they've beaten. I think the only credible win, in my opinion, would be the Packers. And then the Bills, man, the Bills just balling. I'm glad they finally beat the Chiefs. They show they can beat the Chiefs. That could be a potential AFC Championship matchup. So I like seeing that. But out of the 3, I'm going to rank them Bills, Jets, Giants, only because I just don't trust Daniel Jones. It comes down to him. Saquon is playing amazing. But Daniel Jones, he likes to scramble too much. He thinks he's Josh Allen, in my opinion, and he's not. And that's going to be their downfall.
Eric?
So wait. So what exactly are you asking me to answer right now?
You can talk. You can talk about any of the 3 football teams in the state of New York, or you can talk about one of them. Don't matter. Go for it.
Okay, so let me start with the Jets. Okay, they got a good head coach. He's a leader of men more than a tactician. Now, defensively, he is a chess player. But most importantly, he's the type of coach that people like to rally around. He's a player's coach.
Player's coach. Okay.
and Robert Saleh changing. More importantly than the X's and O's in that building is the culture in that building. The Jets have more swagger than the last time I saw the Jets with this much swagger was when Ryan was coaching them. And you had Darrell Reeves,
Mm-hmm.
Mo linebacker. God dog, what's his name? Not Mo. Bart.
Bart
Bart
Scott.
Scott.
They had Jim Leonard at safety.
Yeah, you
They
had
had
guys
Hunter
like
Marty at number 2 corner.
right. I haven't seen this much swagger since then. Okay, so the culture is back.
Mhm.
The difference is that they actually have a really, really talented young quarterback there, and Zach Wilson, and that helps out that defense. And when Zach Wilson learns to minimize even more, so Mo Lewis, yeah, thank you, Mo Lewis. But when Zach Wilson learns to minimize his mistakes and really hone in, we're looking at a Jets team that's probably going to be as good as it was back during the Ryan era and going to be in the playoffs and making hay. Will they do it this year? I don't know. The book's still open. It's
Mhm.
like that chapter hasn't been written yet, but they showing us from how you walk up to a store in a bookstore and you look at the cover of the book. The cover of the book looks really interesting. And then you open the book and it's like, okay, this is good. You read the first couple of chapters, you keep on reading. It's like, okay, this book, I can't put this book down. The Jets could be that. Or it could be a book with a really good cover, and it's like, I'm going to sleep on this thing. But because of the trend that Robert Saleh is setting in there, the culture that he's establishing, the Jets are going to be a problem. If not this year, definitely down the line.
Absolutely.
As Zach Wilson develops, and as that defense gets better, and as Robert Saleh poaches more defensive players from other teams because people want to play for Robert Saleh. That's the thing. He's a player's coach. They like, hey man, I go play for the Jets, man. It's Robert Saleh. He cool, man. I like him, man. I'm feeling him.
Yeah.
And when you have a player's coach in the building, what also it helps your owner because these guys want to come there, so you don't have to pay them as much because they're like, hey man, I want to be here. I'd rather be there and take less money.
And I got to say this, man. They robbed Sauce Gardner on that pick, man. Sauce Gardner is a stud. They were saying we're not calling him Sauce yet. It's like week 1, so he's earned the name. This dude, his skills, man, are ridiculous. I gotta say, I'm surprised and impressed, man.
Sauce Gardner,
Sauce
Gardner is right now early candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah,
he's a bona fide shutdown corner.
Like,
he's the dude. This is their top receiver. You handle that. And
the only reason why he might not get it is because he may get a small amount of targets.
Right, exactly.
Because everyone knows how good he is. That's the hard part about being a corner.
As we go further down the year, yeah. They're going to stop trying him.
You're a rookie, and you have offensive coordinators saying, we're not throwing that way.
He is the prototype ideal CB. Absolutely.
He's
size, skill. He's it, man.
And guess what? You got to deal with him for 10, 15 years.
I'm going to throw another guy into that since we brought that topic up, defensive rookie. And he probably is not going to be close to getting it, but he deserves a look because his defense he plays on is awful, but he's really good. Tariq Woolen out of for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is horrible, but he is a baller.
Best corner they had since Richard Sherman.
Yes. And he's 4'3", 6'3". 6'3" tall, 4'3", 200-pound corner with a 4'3".
And see with that height speed combination, man, that's hard to do anything against.
Remember back in the day, if you over 6 foot as a corner, you're an anomaly. You had you had the Cromarties.
Yep.
Cromartie. You had the Jammer. You had I don't know if Charles Woodson hit 6 feet. You had very few corners that had that height a decade ago. That was like, yo, if you could find a corner over 6 feet that had the same skills and speed, it was like, yo, that's rare.
Mm-hmm.
That was rare, man.
Yeah. So, but not to derail the conversation, but we're talking about the Jets. The Jets, the people are not believing in them, but I'm going to be really hard pressed to pick against them in the future.
Here's the thing. I've had discussions about the Jets with people. And I asked them, I said, Look at the Jets. Where's the weakness? Because the only thing I have to look at is that they're young and inexperienced. But as far as talent, where's the weakness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, and it's only gonna get better because again, like I said, Robert Saleh
The
draws.
running back, Bryce Hall, stud.
Mhm.
Zach Wilson is coming into it. We already knew about what's the wide receiver? Elijah.
Yeah.
And then the rookie receiver that they got is a stud. I mean,
Yeah, they could cause some problems. And again, I hadn't really looked at their how much money they're gonna have in free agency, but watch
A
them in
lot.
the off season.
A lot.
Watch them in the
They have a
off season
lot.
because it's gonna be guys. His Saleh's
They gonna play.
personality, and I compare him to Deion Sanders at Jackson State. His personality is infectious to drawing players to him.
Listen, if I had to pick one, not even a weak unit, 2 units to improve on, you get either a stud D tackle or a stud safety, and they're going to be really, really. I mean, they're hard to beat now, but they're going to be a real big problem next season in the AFC.
And they don't even have to go draft a guy. They can go like just get a couple of free agents. And
They have money. They have money.
It's got to be. I would agree. It's got to be a DT or a pass rusher because you need someone to pair with Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
You need someone to pair with him.
Yeah. So the Jets is I really like them. We know who Buffalo is. Buffalo is just a beast, but the Jets
still can't run the ball though.
Huh?
I got a problem with Buffalo.
Still can't run the ball.
Yeah, I got a problem with Buffalo, and I love Buffalo.
But here's the thing. Though, Buffalo. All they got to do is fix that before the trade deadline. You got 2 running backs that could be available.
But it's not the talent. It's their scheme. It's not the talent. If they choose not to. So against Kansas City has and Buffalo really has really bad run defenses up front. So KC led off. Buffalo ran some, but when you're spoiled with such a great pass offense, you don't focus on the need for a run offense, which is important because every time the playoffs, every year, see, this is the thing. Buffalo wins enough games every year how they play. They hit the playoff, they play somebody that stops their pass. And since they can't run, they don't have enough experience or reps running the ball successfully, they lose all the time in playoffs because they can't run the ball as much as they need to. Passing should be an option for them, not a necessity. Running right now is an option. They don't exercise.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. But you get somebody as dynamic as a Cam Akers or a Christian McCaffrey, provided he can stay healthy, and you add that to the mix, we're taking that offense up a couple of notches. Even though the scheme is not, I agree with you, it's not Mike Shanahan's scheme or something like that, but the running back like Singletary's okay. God, what's the other kid? I can't think of his name.
Zach Moss, and they have Cook. Don't mention Cam Akers can't even go to practice. He ain't making practice in LA. He ain't coming to practice in Buffalo.
I would be hunting Cam Akers if I'm Buffalo.
Oh my God.
Hunting.
You want Cam Akers in Buffalo?
My only problem with Christian
McCaffrey. If I'm Buffalo, I'd have been contacting Cam Akers the moment he wanted to get traded.
He don't go to practice. He going to practice in LA. Why are you going to go to practice in Buffalo?
Cam Akers better than all 3 of them cats.
Nah. I don't know. I haven't seen him play this year.
What?
I don't know.
Hey man, what Booby Miles said in Friday Night Lights is God given. He just got to show up, baby.
But he don't show up. That's the thing. He don't show up. I don't know what he can do. We can say we did a couple years ago, but he doesn't go to practice and play. I don't know what he can do. I don't know. I know he did last year and the year before that, but he ain't playing, so I don't know. To me, he ain't doing nothing.
Well, he was hurt majority of last year.
Yeah, he was.
Bruh, he ain't come to practice this year. He been benched all season.
Hey.
No. He got to be held accountable. We talking about accountability. He got to be held accountable, man. We got to do that to him, too.
Let me play devil's advocate for a bit. What if he just needs a change of scenery?
Could be.
And all of a sudden, he just attitude changes, work ethic changes, all that.
And guess what?
Amen.
And guess what? That happens
Oh, let
sometimes
me-
for certain football players.
I get that, but let me go tackle this right now. 'Cause y'all being really nice right now. Let me tackle this right now. Your team won the Super Bowl, yes or no? Cam Akers.
You said what?
He won Super Bowl last year, right?
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl, but that's last year's new. The Rams ain't what they used to be.
Well, let me say, go to practice, Super Bowl champion. Why didn't you change the scenery? Go to
The
practice
Rams-
and play.
The Rams are not the same. No O-line. Your quarterback is getting hit 24/7, 365, even when he's in bed
Nah,
sleep.
bro.
He's getting
He's
hit.
right.
I hear
Okay.
you.
No,
I hear
no,
you, Brandon,
hold on.
but that's not
And-
the
Did the Rams have a rough start last season?
Matthew
Yes or no?
Stafford's elbow is going to fall off.
So that's why.
Steve,
So
Steve,
is that
no,
why he's
no,
not
no,
practice?
Steve,
The
no,
Rams are
Steve,
not who they used to be.
no,
Cam
Steve.
Akers-
You
no.
wait. Steve
I
say
know that. I know that, Brandon.
the Rams did not get sodomized on national television their first few weeks of the season. Okay, last season. This is different. The Rams are a hot mess.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with Steve. I'm with you. I'm defending you on that because all that ain't got nothing to do with Cam Akers' behavior.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't got nothing to do with
That's
Cam
what I'm
Akers.
saying.
No, I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm not excusing his behavior.
So then why is he missing practice then?
Because apparently he has a bad work ethic.
So let me rewind a little bit. Okay.
So if he has a bad work ethic, then cut him.
That's what.
That's
That's why
what
they're
they're
trying to trade
that's
him.
what they're doing, Brandon.
Trade him. Cut him.
That's what they do.
Cut him.
That's the thing. He won Super Bowl last year with the Rams. They had Super Bowl. They had a different team last year. We know that. This year, so I'm talking week 1. You're not going to practice, so you get 2 carries as a repercussion for not coming to practice. That's not him saying we're the same team as last year. We know that. It's not saying, oh, we're losing because no, go to practice. He's not being professional, so they benched him, and he's mad about that.
I'm
Of course,
not.
he wants to go to a contender.
I'm not
but-
disputing that at
Bro,
all.
you're not on a terrible team. Like, be professional because if you can't be professional with them, and McVay's a player's coach, how do you think teams are going to view you as a professional football player?
It's like when Joe Thomas was playing all those years for the Browns.
Yeah.
If Joe Thomas don't go to practice, I don't blame Joe Thomas for not going to practice if we're going to be 0-16. But Cam Akers, you just won the Super Bowl, bro.
On it, man. Like,
I get
you're
that.
the starting running back. Go to practice. Get your carries, man.
Yeah.
Help your team try to win.
Hey, man,
That was week 1.
Hey man.
You
Hey
know how
man.
bad they were yet.
Hey man.
You might have known.
We talk about practice. We talk about practice.
Well, guess what? He ain't AI.
Right.
He ain't reigning MVP.
He might be wearing number 3,
Cam
but
Akers,
he ain't
you're
AI.
number. Cam Akers is probably number 20 ranked running back in the NFL. You need to go to practice and play. you need your carries, bro. You just play them with Henderson.
Not the game. We talking about practice, not the game.
Listen, he might be wearing number 3, but he is not the answer.
Bruh.
He is not.
Okay, moving on. Next topic.
All right, gentlemen. So, man, what a game Sunday night. Sunday night football. Live from Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, Interstate 95. If you're going north, it's on the left-hand side. If you're going south, it's on the right-hand side. Please don't ask me why I remember that. Okay, Steve, look like you ready to go in. Go in,
I
Steve.
have so much to say. Okay.
I was waiting on this because the fact that Steve wanted to make a status lets me know.
I didn't do it.
I know you
For other
did.
reasons.
I know you did.
Okay.
I think Steve has something to say to the rest of Cowboys Nation.
Matter of fact, let me mute myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna just mute myself. 'Cause I won't. Yeah.
All right. The Eagles are undefeated. Right? Cowboys Cooper Rush came in week 2, well, end of week 1. Play where we've been winning. So the injury was crazy in Philadelphia. Got down early. Got down by a lot early. And this is why we got down early. Number 1, I get quarterback having a bad game, bad drives. I'm gonna pinpoint something right now. Number 1, Kellen Moore. We need to run the ball a lot more. Number 1, Kellen Moore, run the ball more. The fact that we were pigeonholed, we're down 14-0. Defense is tired because we're doing all 3 and outs because we want Kellen Moore to throw the ball a million times. It was a very emotional game. The fact that we went for on fourth, number one, should challenge CeeDee Lamb stretching out, then challenge that. Okay. Mike McCarthy didn't challenge, and he went for it on fourth down on the 35, 36-yard line and didn't get it. What an emotional response they should not have done. Like, you don't do that. That's number two.
I said they was gonna lose the game when he didn't challenge that. I was like, they about to lose this game.
Listen, Mike McCarthy has a good no challenge in him a few times a season, and a good I'm gonna go for a fourth because I'm mad or I need to get it right now. He's emotional. He did it last year. He did it again this year. All right. We didn't get it. They scored. We found a way to climb back only after Kevontae Turpin had a big kickoff return. Because without that, we might not have scored this game. We came back. We were down by 3. Rush had a bad game. Made some bad reads, some bad throws. It happens to the best of them. It happens to everybody. Now, for you Cowboys fans out here, all right, they're talking about, we need Dak back now. Or it only happened because Dak, well, number one, Dak didn't play week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who aren't as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. So y'all stop that right now. Okay? Because you had week 1 Dak. This week, he got killed too. All right? I'm telling y'all right now. It comes down to the offensive coordinator calling the right game plan. So when Dak does come back, Kellen Moore has to call a balanced offensive game plan or running the ball. Zeke averaged, I think, 6-7 yards, almost 6-7 yards to carry, maybe 8 this past week. Paul did okay. We have to keep the drive going, get first downs, man. So I'm not going to chastise Cooper Rush, who's done great for us. Y'all are ungrateful for that, by the way, Cowboys fans. He lose one game, you're like, oh, it's because Dak didn't come back. We need Dak back now. Listen, Dak needs to come back eventually, yes. Okay. But I appreciate Cooper Rush. He can still play. I think he can still beat the Lions. But I only want Dak back if he's healthy. Because if he's not healthy, it's going to be more of a crap show. Y'all know what I really want to say. And that's all I got to say right now. Right now. I'll be back. You're on mute, Eric.
When Cooper Rush threw that second interception, y'all remember I came in the chat group, and I was like, if they got to give Dak Prescott a new hand like Luke Skywalker when he got his hand cut off, if they got to give him a bionic hand, I say Dak is playing next week. I said, Cooper was out there slinging them picks. I said, they going to start Dak. I said, the type of franchise that the Cowboys are. I said, I don't care if Dak is ready or not. He's going to start next week.
Listen,
back into the starting lineup.
Oh yeah, and my bad. I got to interject a few times here, and it's like, okay, he made a bad. It was an emotional game, man. Like the energy was ridiculous. Meek Mill rapping, it was ridiculous. I know a couple friends that went there. It was crazy. I get it. I think it was a very, very big stage for Cooper Rush. And I think it would have been a big one for Dak too, because Nick Sirianni has never beaten the Cowboys in his career. That's why he's cussing at the end and saying all this stuff. I'm happy for him. Congratulations, Nick Sirianni. That's a Super Bowl. I know you're happy. But it was energy everywhere. So I know it was a big stake for Cooper Rush. I know he forced some stuff he probably shouldn't have. But it happens to the best of them. But now I'm also going to say that I'm going to give the Eagles credit. Their defense is great. Their pass rush is great. They played a great game. They played better than this, man. I can't fake. I really got to say they're the best in the NFC right now. I think our defense played great, but they're tired because all 3 and outs from our offense. Thank you, Kellen Moore. But that's what it is, man. The Eagles, they're playing amazing right now, man. Lights out.
So yeah, that was going to my next thing, kind of segueing less about Dallas and more about the Eagles. And I had been saying the last couple of weeks on the show that basically I'm still ready to. I'm not ready to just like say, hey, they good. But let me tell you something. Jalen Hurts is doing enough He
That's
doesn't
all
have,
he can do. Based on
and he's
the offense he's on.
yeah, but he's doing enough. And the defense is playing lights out. The running game, I guess that was probably the most impressive thing about the Eagles. Just sitting down watching how well they're able to run the ball. And I was like, wow. I said, this ain't no Rudy Poo defense they running this ball against. This is the Dallas Cowboys. And, San Francisco before they all the injuries, Dallas, Buffalo. You talking about some of the best defenses in the league. So Dallas is up there. I want to say top 3. And they were running about like I'm talking about 9-10 yards a clip. And I was like, oh my God. So the Eagles, I'm really impressed more with their running game and Jalen Hurts again doing enough. And that was smart on Sirianni's part. It's like, hey man, we're not going to ask you to win the game. We're going to ask you to do enough.
And yeah, and I'm sorry, I got a lot to let out. So I got to say 2 things. I need Micah Parsons to not always be a pass rusher. That's what I need because
he got to learn how to play off the ball.
He ain't got to learn it. Dan Quinn just got to put him in it. The man knows how to play it.
So let me say, before last season, when he came in as a pass rusher against, who was it against, Brandon? You remember? First game last season, he came in as a pass rusher. He still hasn't learned how to pass rush yet.
No, he really hasn't. And he meant on the Pivot podcast, he said, look, I'm still pass rushing off my talents.
Exactly. I need him to play off the ball and some coverage because they go to the opposite side to do everything they need to. Our tackling gets weaker when he does that. But I get the benefit of having him do that. It's worked a lot of times.
But he knows how to do those things. Dan Quinn just got to mix it up for him.
Yeah, but it's also like you get him double team, he's out of our best players out of the play on defense, and they can expose different things. So I need that. I would love for that to change. It may not because he's a stud. He was second or third in sacks last year. He's up there now. I get why you still have him there. As far as the Eagles offense, man, I mean, they can run the ball. They were wearing us down, man. I need us when we're on offense. And y'all know how I feel about this. Jason Peters should not be a guard. Why? Because he's not fast enough to pull.
He can't move.
And we want him to pull, and he can't get there. So you have D tackles shooting those A and B gaps right around him to tackle people like Pollard and Zeke in the backfield. Peters should be a right tackle. Still should be a left guard, because he can move a little better. And that's just my opinion. I think it will work better. It probably won't happen, but all right, I'm done for now.
Jason Peters is a left guard.
He should be a right tackle is what I'm saying. He should not be left guard.
At 41 years old, he should be a right end of the couch.
Oh, stop. That's just stop. Who y'all signed? Tynan Secchi?
No, Tynan Secchi is with the Rams.
Rams, okay. How about it? All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm back up. He's serviceable. He just can't pull. He needs to be a tackle.
He's literally 6 years younger than me. And I'm old. So.
But his PFF last year was top 10.
He needs to be playing right
PFF is overrated at times.
But you would love to have him, Eric, on your team. I know you would.
Right now, with all the injuries,
I know. That's the thing right now.
We got, but yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's when you get desperate, though. Like,
you would love to have him right now.
Yeah, because we desperate.
We are too. I'm saying you would love to have him right now.
Y'all are not desperate on the O-line in Dallas. You're not desperate.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not where you'd like to be, but you're not desperate. We're desperate in San Francisco.
Actually, Steve, Eric is right. Our offensive line's not really that bad.
It's really not.
Well, listen, we want him. We needed him. We got him. And Eric,
I know we got him too. We got him because we weren't sure what was going to happen. We knew Tyler Smith was out, and weren't sure what was going to happen with Tyler Smith at left tackle. But Tyler Smith has, he has risen. Now, I'm not saying Tyler Smith is a future Hall of Famer right now, but as of right now, he's playing well. He's playing well enough to be.
Are you glad we have him?
We didn't know what was going to happen, so that's why we brought in Jason Peters. We're not bad on the offensive line.
Are you glad we have him?
Huh?
Are you glad that we have him?
Yes, but I just talked. But
okay.
But no.
Would you like him?
Listen,
Mhm.
you're not listening, Steve.
I'm
At the
listening.
time we signed him, we wasn't sure what Tyler Smith was going to be at left tackle. Okay.
It's bigger than that. And number one, he's a mentor and he still can play.
Yes, he is a mentor.
Okay.
Because hey, look, Tyler Smith, like Jerry Jones. Hey, look, I know Jerry Jones runs his mouth, but Jerry Jones is right about this. Tyler Smith's about to get a PhD at left tackle. He got Tyron Smith to learn from and Jason Peters to learn from.
Exactly.
But we wasn't sure if Tyler Smith was going to do what he's doing right now.
What he's
If
doing
he
right now
wasn't-
is
one more.
what he's doing
If-
right
if
now
he
is based
wasn't
off
going
of
to do what he's going to do right now, we would have kept him at left guard and we would have had Peters at left tackle. But
But you
Peters
mentioned
is
a
inside the left
PhD.
guard.
Who's he getting a PhD from?
Was
We
you-
brought Peters in to
was
play
you
and to
expect-
mentor.
Was you expecting
mentor
Tyler
him.
Smith to do what he's doing now?
He's
Yes
doing
or
good
no?
right now. He's doing good.
Was you expecting Tyler when we drafted Tyler Smith? Was you expecting Tyler Smith to do what he's doing now?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. Stop the cap.
It's Jason Peters helping
Anyway,
him.
all right. So anyway, I'm gonna switch up a little bit.
Is he helping him?
Stop the cap. All
Yes
right.
or no?
Stop
You
the
already
cap.
answered yes.
All right, now.
Eric, would you like
Eagles
Jason Peters on your
offense.
team right now?
Eagles offense.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
No. Eagles offense.
Okay, go ahead, Brady. Take a note. Go ahead.
Eagles
Oh, wait,
offense.
wait. Let me
I'm
answer
asking
the question.
questions.
I didn't know what the question was. I was
Brandon
just
answered my question. I thought you happy, and Brandon answered
I was
yes
like,
and had a
dance
caveat.
up its
Cool.
dance. You know,
Because
All right, go ahead,
I
fine.
said
Go
Jason
ahead,
Peters
go ahead,
was
go ahead, go ahead.
I said Jason Peters was a good addition, and y'all acting like not y'all. Like I said something crazy. I'm like, yeah, he's older. I said, but he's serviceable. He's mentoring. You said PhD at left tackle. Who can he be getting that from possibly? Jason Peters and Tyron Smith. I asked Eric,
I
and you.
didn't say that.
I asked Eric, would you like Jason Peters right now? He said, yeah, because of where we are. And that's all I asked. I'm saying he's a player that could be used on several teams right now. That was my only point and my only stance. And it's correct because you both agreed to it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you got it.
now, to answer the question, now that I get the question now. In our current situation in my team, would I prefer Jason Peters? Yeah, because of the situation we're in. Now, if we were in an identical situation to the Dallas Cowboys, would you ask me what I want? With our offensive line as the Dallas Cowboys, would I want Jason Peters? I'd be like, no, not really. That's just my personal opinion. I just,
Okay.
I'm
Our
like,
O-line isn't what it used to be. Like Terrence Steele has developed a whole lot. He's doing a lot better. Tyler Biadasz is playing good, but we're as far as what Peters brings in as experience, we can plug him in different places, and he can play better than some people we have now, even though they're young and they have development to do. But we know for a fact that he can come in right away and play great. His first play he played, what was that, week 4? Zeke had a big run. Like he comes in and he's beneficial. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm not saying he can make Pro Bowl, All Pro. I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying he's serviceable. He's better than some people that we have right now. But he shouldn't be playing guard, in my opinion.
well, the Eagles offense is good running the ball. They're running the short passing game and allowing the yak from these receivers is good. If I had to have just one knock and just really knock on them about is the play of A.J. Brown. Just from what I saw Sunday night, I was kind of upset with A.J. because I watched him when he was in Tennessee make a lot of these short catches and just straight run through somebody facing out the back of their head. And he looked very tepid running the ball after the catch. And I'm just like, dog, use your muscles. It's like he and I'm like, no, that's a corner. He gives up 30 pounds to you. Run through his face. I'm like, get the first down. And a lot of times he and it's
trying to juke and stuff. Yeah,
it's 2nd and 2 when it could have been first down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, they ankle bite him and he goes down. And it's 2nd and short or it's 3rd and short. But bruh, you could have ran over this dude and picked up like another 15 yards.
Yeah.
And when he was in Tennessee, he was physically dominant like that in Tennessee. So I'm not seeing it. I don't know if he's saving himself or whatever. But like I said, it's a ticky tack. But like if I want to have a knock on the Eagles offense, that would be AJ Brown kind of like
Yeah, I agree.
thinking that he's a jitterbug. Like, you're not a jitterbug, you're a battering ram. You're a big
Yeah.
body receiver. All those DBs out there are smaller than you. Run through their face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, so that's about the only knock I would really have on this.
Yeah, and again, hats off in my opinion to Hurst because his first season, okay, he's a rookie, cool, but last year I was like, yo, we won, but he's getting better. He's getting better. And this season I was like, oh, he's getting a lot better. You know,
Overrated.
I can't. Okay. He's getting better every season. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who?
He's getting better
Hurts, Jalen Hurts.
Overrated, in my opinion.
You think he's overrated after what he's doing this year?
What is he rated as? To be
He
overrated.
is a one-trick pony as far as being able to, as far as his reads are concerned.
I don't know about that.
But even in that aspect, he's only doing what the offense is telling him to do.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, put him in an offense where he has to do full field reads, and then come talk to me.
All right.
I hate
Okay.
those.
Let me hold on.
I hate those because
Go ahead.
you don't put players in positions for them to fail. We talked about this weeks ago.
I understand that,
cannot-
but if you but
Sirianni
at some point you
is
got to
doing
go as a quarterback.
exactly what is his strengths. I'm not going to compare him to someone that's going to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. That's not his game.
Grow
So I
as a
can't do
quarterback.
that. For
Grow as a
what they're
quarterback.
asking him to do, he
RPOs.
is effective.
RPOs.
No, I think
It's
Brandon's
not
doing a
just
lot more than that. Now
RPOs.
listen. No
Eagles
one
are
hates.
the most RPO team in the NFL.
Listen,
One
no-
read,
But it's
simple,
not just
easy. Grow as a quarterback.
Let me
who's
say this.
who's the undefeated team right now in the league, Brandon.
I understand that. That's because no one knows how to defend the RPO.
So,
I know how to
so
defend
why
the
am I
RPO.
going to force him to do
Let's go.
something different?
Let's go. Let's
if
go.
he's successful
Well,
with
but
what
let
he's
me-
doing.
Let's go.
But let me say this.
That's asinine.
Hold on,
Why
let
would
me
I
say this.
do
Let me
that?
say this. No one hates the Eagles more than me. That you all know
Grow
this.
as a quarterback.
But
He
I gotta
is
say-
growing. He
let me-
looks better than he did last year.
You're right. He's growing as a passer, but I'm talking about reads. I
he's
need
making,
you to grow.
bro. He's making
It's
his
all
reads,
incumbent.
man.
It's all incumbent, Brandon.
He's making his
RPO.
reads.
Anybody can read RPO.
If anybody can do RPO, then
There's
everybody in the
three
league will do
different kinds of
RPO.
RPOs.
Brandon.
There's first level RPOs, second level RPOs, third level RPOs. That's all one reads. It's
I
easy.
hate those kind
No,
of things.
you're only one. You're reading one player on defense, one particular player on defense. If that particular player does A, you do this. If he does
I think-
if that particular player does B, you do that. It's that
Brandon,
simple.
what's their record?
I think
What's their
this.
record?
Well,
Because no one knows how to play the RPO
listen-
game yet.
That's
No one has
of
figured
no
it out.
fault of
No
Jalen
one
Hurts.
has figured it out yet.
That's of
So-
no fault of him.
So let's do this. So hold on. Let's do this. He can run the RPO, but I don't want to confuse him being able to run that successfully versus that's all he can do. Because listen, he's making his reads and hitting the open people. Now I can say, you know what? Our defense is tired, offense is trash, and defense is tired. Cool, but he's dropping back. He's hitting the open guys at every level
Of course,
At every
it's
level.
at every level. I just told you there's level 1 RPOs.
and not
There's
doing the
level 2
RPO,
RPO,
Brandon.
and
I'm
there's
talking
level
about
3
dropping back
RPO.
in the pocket.
I've studied the RPO game a little bit over the last 7 months.
Brandon, that's not all he's doing.
And of course he's hitting open wide receiver. If player A comes up,
Brandon,
guys open.
Well, let's do that. So either way, he's figuring out how to work against the offense and it's working for him. So we can
It's
say
easy.
it's one trick
If
pony.
it's that easy, then
if it's easy, then
and almost any quarterback should be able to run an RPO.
But he's doing
no,
it
they
successfully.
cannot run an RPO.
All
Any
you
quarterback
gotta do
cannot
is one
run an
read.
RPO,
It's
Brandon.
one simple read. One simple read.
What we're saying is the point is some people like to fish with a fishing rod. Some people like to use dynamite. It don't matter. Is he catching fish?
That's it.
Now to your point. Now to your point, Brandon. Now to your point. This is why Micah Parsons should not always be the daggone edge rusher.
Hey, and look. And you will not get no debate from me with that.
And let me
Not
finish
at all.
because I saw a play on Sunday night where he did his RPO. He rolled out, and Parsons was sucked in, and we had someone else coming out to contain. But he split his commitment to someone coming behind him, maybe tight or something. But either way, I can't take credit away from him because if he doesn't do RPO, which he does successfully, if he doesn't do RPO, he's still making his reads. He's still hitting people. He's getting better as a passer. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but he is. I can't take that away from him.
We have to be careful when we're saying someone is overrated. Because where's the rating of?
Where's the rating? What's he rated at right now?
He's
We can't say
overrated.
that.
No
What's
one
the
is saying. No one's saying, "Oh, he's the best quarterback in the league. He's the MVP." Going.
Yeah,
No
nobody's
one's saying
saying
that.
that. Nobody's saying that.
So when you say overrated, I'm like, well, how?
He's just winning games, and
He's just winning the game.
It's a
And
fact. I
kudos
hate
to
it.
his coach for putting him in position to make those plays. That's good coaching.
Maximize what he does well.
What does he do well? Okay, we're gonna do that.
I hate
The
this so
coaches who
much.
suck are the coaches who try to make players do what they don't do well.
Exactly.
Bro, as a quarterback.
I hate this so much.
But
I
he is
hate having
growing,
to give him
Brandon.
credit.
He
grew
looks
as a
way
passer,
better this year than he does last year. That is an improvement.
He's been getting
As
better.
a passer, yes. As a field reader, no. Bro,
Brandon, he has
But
to
that-
be
but
able
that's
to
like
read
saying-
the field
But that's like
to
saying
pass
as,
the ball.
that's like saying as a running back, you're not getting better as
You're not seeing the lanes.
Yeah, that's yeah. He's
It's
playing
hand
well.
in hand.
I hate it too, Brandon. I trust me. You know I do. But he's balling right now. I hate it, but they're balling, man. It's
Well,
okay,
what
Brandon.
asking
It's
him
all
to
right.
do, he's doing.
It's all right, B.
He's winning games. He's winning games. He's efficient. Oh, he has what? I think 11
Oh, he's so
touchdowns,
close.
two interceptions.
Brandon, it's okay. Brandon, it's okay, man. Back
grow
up a
as a quarterback.
He is growing. He is growing.
Enough
Hey,
said.
11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions.
All
I think
right.
it's 11.
Next topic.
I mean, that okay.
I mean, hey, listen, man. The proof is in the pudding, man.
Next topic.
What is the next topic? We over an hour now, so I mean, and I'd like to go home. I'm still at my job.
You got me in
Oh,
tears.
okay.
I'm the only person in the building.
Oh, you don't want to build? Okay. All right. Well, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that was another successful week of Just a Fan podcast. We are live currently on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You can follow us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter.
This dude,
Also, go to our IG page. There's a link tree. There's it has everything we have for how you can follow us and listen to us and everything else. You will see Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts to listen to us. Okay. Down below, Steve White, wide receiver. That way, Tristan, the quarterback of this whole show. Out of Diagonal, whatever. There you go. Eric, the champion, Panel 316
Okay.
right. And I'm the Wildcat quarterback, NFL encyclopedia of this whole thing.
Willow Ridge, Blaze Blue.
Good night, ladies
Blaze
and
Blue.
gentlemen.
Willow
See
Ridge,
y'all next Tuesday.
the Willow Ridge band.
Congrats to the kids.
Hey, congratulations again, Eric.
Shout out to the kids.
Houston,
Good
Texas.
night, everybody.